Welcome to the Sam and Joe VA Show, where we teach women just like you how to start and scale a thriving virtual assistant business.
We're your hosts, Sam and Joe, and get ready to have the control, flexibility, and freedom you've always dreamed of.
Welcome to episode 142, VA Business 2.0, What We'd Do Differently.
Yeah, because there's a few things we do differently. We've both built successful virtual assistant businesses individually. However, that's not to say there are things that we do differently in order to have built those businesses better and faster than we did.
Yes. Oh, can you remember how much time was wasted doing dumb shit that doesn't matter, focusing in time on the wrong things, going off and like trying to do all the things?
Can I
This
tell
is
you?
bringing back memories.
Can I tell you how much time? I know I've
How
wasted.
much time?
How much time I wasted, and probably some of you. Years.
Oh,
We're talking years. We're not just talking like minutes or hours or days or weeks or even months. Years. Because we didn't know any differently.
yeah, we were doing everything by trial and error and learning all the mistakes. But you don't have to, because you are here listening to this podcast episode, and we're going to go through some of the things that are like really top of mind, come to mind quickly, some of the majors.
Yeah.
Kick us off, Sam.
Right. For me, this was a game changer in my business. I probably came to this realization and did this thing maybe 3 years in to the business. And that was my pricing and the advice that I was given from a business coach to turn it around. I was thinking about pricing and setting my pricing completely back to front. I needed to flip it around and start from what I wanted to earn each month and work from there, work backwards from there, rather than just these numbers that I was just pulling out of the air. And at the end of the month going, oh, all that work for that? I need to add more. I need to do more. Where in actual fact, it was the opposite. It was the complete, I needed to do less. I needed to strip stuff out, and I needed to focus on that figure that I wanted to bring in.
Yeah. That working backwards formula was a game changer for me too. Like, that's only a recent thing that I've figured that out. But yeah, amazing. All right.
What about you?
I would have niched in business from day one. What I did instead is I added every single possible service that I could ever provide. And I would hire someone with other skills and add that as a service. And they never really became super efficient at delivery on anything. I'm kind of making it up all the time as we went along, constantly. Oh, how much time is wasted in just like doing something new constantly. Yeah. Niche. Choose one. Choose one niche. Do it. That's it.
And you could have still, like if this is something that you would do differently, you would still then grow a team, but your team would then work on that niche, that specialty, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saved a lot of time, made way more money more quickly. Lots of stress would have been gone.
Yes.
Yeah. So much easier and simpler.
So mine's slightly different. Whereas I did niche, but I totally would have done it earlier. Once again, this would have saved me years, because it wasn't until I niched that I really started to see the profits soar.
Yes.
And I was just happier. I was happy because I was actually doing the one thing that I loved to do. I was happy in my work. I was attracting.
Yeah.
clients easier.
And premium clients, like niching down, specializing, attracting those premium clients. Oh,
Yeah.
so much better.
And the other thing, oh my God, the stress around having to be on top of so many different tools and knowledge about so many different things when you're offering so many different services. Like just going, you know what, I have to be the expert in this. That's all I have to keep on top of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, this is making me feel like stressed and just like, wasted so much time.
Yeah.
All right, we don't want you to waste any more time, so we're going to get going on our list. Wouldn't worry about a fancy logo or a fancy business name. Because, oh my God, you spend a lot of time on that.
So you did that straight off the bat, didn't you? Your branding, your logo?
We did a brand and a logo straight away.
Yeah.
I can't remember if we paid someone to do it. Maybe we did it ourselves, but like we focused quite a lot of time and energy on that.
Mm-hmm.
And it just wasn't necessary.
Yeah. Because you don't need it. You don't actually need that to attract your first few clients.
No, coming up with like the most clever, amazing name, don't need it. That can come later.
Yeah, I didn't. I didn't have that to start with. It was well into it. So yeah, that's not something I would do differently because that's exactly what I did, Jo.
Good. 10 marks for you, Sam.
We should be marking ourselves. We should have a little score.
No, this is not a competition, Sam.
Oh, really? It would be so much fun. Okay, what else? Oh, okay, this is big. I think you probably embraced this quicker than I did. It took me a while. I fought being on LinkedIn for far too long. It took me far too long to embrace LinkedIn and the possibilities, because my ideal clients were hanging out there. But I just had this preconceived idea of LinkedIn. I thought it was full of middle-aged men that were moaning about stuff.
Who worked in corporates. Yeah, that's what I thought it was like. Yeah. Because what we would do differently is not try and do all of the platforms and be on all the places. We'd just narrow it down, focus in on LinkedIn, and just go all in on that.
Yeah. So where were you? Where were you like trying to be?
Oh, everywhere.
You were everywhere because I was Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest.
Yep, same.
Like, why? Not YouTube, but that would have been the next step had I not reined it in at that point for sure.
Yeah, we had Twitter account, like all the things. And we're just doing kind of a poor job of all of them. Facebook, we probably do the best job, but then it doesn't get clients on Facebook. And we're not saying that nobody should be on Pinterest because that is like a really amazing marketing platform for a specific type of business. But like we wouldn't do that starting out again.
Oh, especially if you're a virtual assistant that's offering Pinterest services, like you have to be there, right? But this is us. This is what we would do differently. Yeah. Okay. Go all in on LinkedIn early, straight off the bat is what we do differently there.
Now, the next one I actually did right from the very beginning.
Oh,
but I don't think you did.
For Jo this time.
Thank you.
No,
I'd like 10 points.
I totally didn't. Time tracking. I knew that I should be doing it. And this is one of those instances, I think, that we are allowed to use the word should because we avoid it in lots of other different instances. Knew I should be doing time tracking because of the massive, massive benefits. But I just didn't. I didn't. And what I then found is it was harder to price things. It was harder to figure out the hours that I had available for new leads that were coming in. So many different things. And it was a waste of time as well because you don't realize how much things take.
No.
Checking your inbox, scrolling through social media, all these little things, checking your voicemail or that phone call for that client. Oh, it's just a quick phone call. Yeah, those quick phone calls, they add up.
Yeah. Time track everything. Absolutely. From day one. All of it. Every minute you're working on your business.
Yeah.
Right. I discounted a lot. Discounted for people who I thought couldn't afford it, or just to try and get them across the line, or we're just new and starting out and we need new clients. I wouldn't discount. Not a single discount would be had if I did it differently.
Yeah, I didn't offer lots of discounts. However, I did go through a phase where I felt this need to be giving back constantly.
Mm.
And I don't know if that was to do with some money blocks. I didn't feel as though I was worthy of bringing in this income that I was bringing in, that I felt as though, well, I need to be giving stuff back somehow just to even it out. This is definitely a money block. As this is coming out of my mouth, it's like this was a money block for me.
Mm-hmm.
I felt guilty for, and this happened when I did start earning those premium rates. I felt guilty for that money that was landing in my account. So in order to even that out, even those scales out, I thought I had to be giving back. So I was doing lots of free pro bono stuff for charities, which was then sucking up a lot of my time and energy, a lot of it. Yeah.
And because they were free, those projects dragged on, and the scope went blowing out, right?
Yeah.
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 Yep. Contracts. Did you get one straight away or wait for a while?
I didn't get one straight away, and I regret it. I regret it. Because as soon as I did invest in a really robust contract, it made everything else easier in terms of those potentially difficult conversations or awkward conversations that come up around payments and hours and stopping things like scope creep and all of that stuff. It's so much easier just to refer back to the contract that client has signed. It makes it really clear you are on the same page.
Yeah.
Did you?
I had a contract. Yeah, I had a contract straight away.
So
I don't know why.
Your first client that came in, you were like, here you go, sign on the dotted line.
Oh, I think so.
Oh, nice. Another gold star for you.
So. It was a long time. It was a whole decade, Sam.
Yeah, it was a long time.
I think so. Yeah. Next one is yours. This is a interesting one.
Yeah, this is going to surprise a lot of our listeners, I think. I wouldn't worry so much about being copied, and I would not be worried so much about my trademark and protecting that trademark. And then we've got an episode coming up. We're actually going to delve deep into the whole story, but it was just a huge distraction and a big drain on my finances.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard. It's hard not to get worked up and worried and like concerned about someone copying. So there is a virtual assistant company in Canada that is called Strictly Savvy. And I have a trademark on Strictly Savvy. And so I talked to my trademark lawyer and she was like, well, you can't really do anything about it. Your trademark is in New Zealand. You could like start a business in Canada and then they wouldn't be able to do that. But like right now you kind of, got no leg to stand on. And I was like, oh well, whatever.
Yeah.
Forgot about it.
I mean, different country, Joe. Different country.
Yeah. Because like you say, it sucks too much time and energy. And like if I use that time and energy focused on my business, then like that can succeed.
Yeah, like I talk about the financial drain, but yeah, it was probably the mental energy that I regret more than the financial drain, for sure, because it was just always there. And just the anger, when you start feeling really angry about something and you can't let that go, that just that's exhausting.
It eats you up as well.
It does. It does. Yeah. Big lesson there. Big lesson. Yeah. Definitely wouldn't worry so much. The other thing, and I don't know, you were probably, this is probably a good gold star for you.
No.
But no, it's not. Okay. So this is one that we both would do differently. Okay. We would both put money aside for things like GST and tax immediately from day one in a separate account that we can't touch.
Yeah.
Because we both had different experiences or outcomes for not doing this from day one.
Yeah. Got myself into a lot of trouble and owed the IRD, which is the New Zealand Tax Department, a lot in GST because I just couldn't keep up with it. I couldn't pay it. Had to go into liquidation, etc. Worst time of my life. Like, not fun. Now, GST pulled straight away, saved every week, can see how much we need to be putting aside. Tax, all of that is all squirreled away.
Yeah, we talked about in a previous episode, a couple of episodes ago, like getting back to basics, the business basics, getting that right. And this is definitely one of those basics, is having a better handle on your finances from day one, and not just then leaving it a month or the end of the year, even of the financial year, like checking in on a regular basis. Yeah, you've got to step into that business owner shoes, and that is part of it.
Yeah. And if you don't have the financial acumen that you will need in business, then go to a professional and ask for some help. Get some training, get some guidance, have someone on your team. And I mean like a professional team, get someone like that is going to help you with that, because you cannot run a business without understanding your finances. It's not going to work. It might work for a year, but getting into that second year, you're going to run into some serious problems and get yourself into deep trouble.
Yeah, I definitely would have engaged an accountant and a bookkeeper earlier on, especially because it is not my strong point. And I know this about myself, so I don't know why I was so reluctant to do it. Yeah.
That's scary. That's scary.
Scary, yeah.
Yeah, one of the things I would definitely change is invoicing in advance on the service plans rather than at the end of the month after we've done all the work and then finding out the client isn't going to pay. So big lessons. Now it's just part of the process. They get the invoice before we start, day one of the month in advance.
Yeah, kind of going on from that in terms of the invoicing processes and stuff, I would be chasing up late payers the day after it is due.
Yeah.
For years, I would wait another 7 days after it was due and then have an automatic kind of chase up process in place. Like, why? It's actually overdue a day after it's due.
Yes.
7 days.
Yes. Where did the 7 days even come from? Right? It's overdue when it's overdue, the day.
And some people leave it even longer, 14 days or even a month later.
Yeah. Yeah. When is it okay to follow up? Immediately.
Immediately. Give yourself permission before I gave myself permission that you can follow up immediately. Yeah.
Okay. Big one for me. What would I do differently? Some of you may not know that I had a business partner when I first started out in business as a VA. Fine for a while, but then realized that we were not on the same page in terms of goals, commitment, energy, time, what needed to be invested in the business, same kind of financial situation, money, personalities. Like there was this big misalignment. And so what I would do differently, and what I've done with Sam now, being in business with Sam, is that we are absolutely on the same page in terms of the financial and money side of the business. Our energy, time, commitment is completely aligned, and that's why it works. That's why it didn't work previously. So differently, going into business, looking out for those red flags and checking that alignment.
Yeah, this is funny because before hitting record on this episode, when we were writing down the things that we would do differently. Jo, your language around that was a bit different to what you've just explained right now. It was, I would never go into business with somebody ever again. And I said, but Jo, you're in business with me. So then that got you thinking about, okay, so it's not that it's a blanket, I'd never go in business with somebody because I've done it and it didn't work out. It was, what were the lessons? What were those red flags?
Yeah. So there you have it. Those are the top of mind big things that we would do differently in business. We hope that that's given you a bit of a steer on some of the things to think about right up front, so you don't have to go through all of the agony and pain and financial stress that we went through because we just kept making those mistakes and didn't know any better. Now you can't have that excuse because you do know better. We've given you what exactly we would do differently.
Oh, they're still going to use it. They're still going to have excuses.
No excuses. No excuses. So if you would like to learn from experts who have been there, made the mistakes, been in business for a long time now, you don't have to make those mistakes too. So come and learn with us over in the Members Club Mastermind, where you can have some great coaching with us and all of the resources and templates that you would ever need. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Sam and Jo VA Show. If you'd like to find out more, head to the VA Foundry website to check out the Members Club and the amazing resources, training and coaching.
You can find us at thevafoundry.com.